Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Principal's Address. It's a bit unusual because I'm normally in the hall and you have the crowds of cheering parents, so it makes a bit of atmosphere. But what you can see is the school in the background. Now, we don't have any sandstone buildings. We don't have any great edifices. What we have here in this school is quality education, because what really matters is what happens in the classroom. If you've been following the Hunters Hill journey over the last little while, you'll know that we're a school that is very different to where we were a few years ago. We have a very skills-focused pedagogy. We have worked really hard to identify the skills that are necessary for HSC success, and we're endeavouring to make sure that those skills are taught and retaught and learned in the junior school so that students can start stage 6, year 11 with a really clear focus on their HSC rather than with any skill deficit. Now, we've made some progress in that. If you've seen our HSC results from last year, you'd know how well they've been received in the community. Now, really, we have two main strategies in the school, and the first one of those is transformative learning, which is really a way to make students think. There are a number of strategies that teachers are using across the board from year 7 to 12 that puts the onus on the students to think, to justify, to analyse, to come up with their own ideas rather than be purely receptacles of knowledge, because the way the world is at the moment, the knowledge can be easily accessed. There are plenty of places students can find out a fact. What we're really focused on here is making sure the students can do things, that they've mastered the skills that's going to allow them to manipulate the knowledge that they can access. And that's what I mean when I say that we're a very skills-focused pedagogy. Now, the other thing that we're doing here is we are using ALARM, which is a learning and responding matrix, which is around utilising student thoughts and putting them into a really clear and concise and mature approach to writing. And we're starting that in year 7, and we're really working hard on our literacy skills, especially in year 7 and 8, because they're the years we can make a difference. Now, if you're thinking about coming to Hunters Hill High School, what you've got to consider is the most important factor for student success. And it's not the buildings, it's not the pedagogy, it's the buy-in of the parents to what the school's trying to do. Now, at the moment, we have really strong community support. We have parents involved in a number of our extracurricular activities, particularly the music ensembles, and we have a really supportive community about the values that we've got here. Now, we are a school that believes in uniform because our community does, and we work with our community to create a uniform that the students are happy to wear and the parents are happy to support. We've worked really hard on our communication with parents, and our parents have access through the parent portal to a whole range of things that they didn't have a few years ago, including whether what homework the students have and whether they've completed it. Yes, and we're a school that does believe in homework because our community has an expectation of that. So what we need is parental buy-in to those things. We're a community that believes in homework, consistent work, mutual respect. We have a uniform, we expect students to wear it, we have a discipline code that we want our students to abide by, and we want our parents to support. What's really important in you understanding that is that we're still a school in transition. As I say, we're a different school to 3 years ago, and even though we've got some good HSC results, we're not quite the finished product yet, and we're not going to be for a few years yet. We've got a young staff and a young executive that are working together to create something really special at Hunters Hill. So we'd really like you to be part of that journey. We'd really like you to consider strongly what we have to offer here. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact the school so we can have that discussion. I can't convey in a 2 or 3 minute speech what happens in the classrooms here. I can't convey the atmosphere and the feeling of the students. I can't convey the enthusiasm of the staff that they bring to their lessons. Even the virtual tour, which you'll be able to see separately, doesn't show the depth to which the school has undergone a transformative process and is still undergoing that process. It really is a really lovely place to be, and we look forward to answering your questions if you have any concerns or issues that you'd like to ask about before you make the final decision to send your son or daughter to Hunters Hill High School. I'm Greg Lell, I'm the principal, and if you're wondering about my friend here, that's Hunter. He's the school mascot.